Good morning, everyone. I sure hope everybody's doing awesome on this February the 1st, 2026. Man, February already. Welcome Sunday morning to everyone. Hope everyone's warm. Hope everyone's digging the new cap. Just had my boys do this. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. I will give the proper attributes and acknowledgments to the people that did this. Once everybody tells me they love this hat, got to figure out how many we're going to need. If you want one, do you like the logo? Do you like the size of the logo? Does it need to be smaller, bigger? Anyway, I think it's pretty awesome. Love the cap. Now, let me take this off. But what do you guys think, huh? Cardone Ventures, Cardone Digital Ventures is the logo, and then one of one. I dig it. I'm wondering if it shouldn't be just a little bit smaller, but what do you guys think? All right. We have quite a bit to talk about today since the world seems to be on fire. Don't know if you guys are finding yourselves overwhelmed with disturbing information. Probably information we all knew. Dark Side of the Moon, good to see you here, buddy. Mel M, good to see you here. Rich Slap, I think it is. Ohio T. Jennifer Selden, thank you for being here. Mel M, Pongo, you guys are awesome, man. Anthony's here in the room. David, thank you for being here, David. Let's do this, dude. Let's go. I don't think I've seen you before here, sir. Welcome. Breadman's in the room. Good morning, Gary. Cold today in Florida, dude. It's, my daughter was saying, hey, it might snow in St. Pete like 3 a.m. in the morning. That's crazy, right? Who else we got here? Mama Crypto, she's in the house. She's ready to go. You crypto peeps, and I'm one of them, Bitcoiner. Man, been a rough week. Getting ready to be a little rougher, I think. Does not mean that my thesis is wrong or that my thesis has changed. Just the reality is it's going to be rough here for a while. So you guys hunker down, buckle up, and know who you are, okay? If you're going to have prosperity in your life, if you're going to have success, a couple of things that I think you need to figure out how to do really, really quick. One, figure out who to listen to. This week, Zen, good to have you in here, man. Appreciate you. Good morning, brother. We are all brothers and sisters. You know, I might bounce around here a little bit today, and I hope that you'll be patient with me. This week, I regarding this, hey, you need to think about who you're listening to. I need to consider who I'm listening to. I have heard so much, what's the best word for it? Bullshit this week. From people who conflate, from people who distort stories, and also just the amount of false data and misleading data that, you know, big names or names that are followed by lots and lots of people or listening to people that are just coming up with absolute junk. I would encourage everyone to ask, what is the incentive for these people? I would really look at motives with everyone right now. Everyone that's telling you what to do or what's going on this planet. Look, I have no clue. Okay, this world is so weird now at this point. But what I do know is that my intention is to be authentic. 2 years ago, I was looking at supply and demand. I was looking at a business problem and trying to understand what on the planet is really short in supply. And because my edge, the only edge I've ever had in my life is to look at areas where I could bring value. And in order for me to understand where I can bring value so that I am valuable to someone, This has been my operating basis. If I am valuable to other people, I will have prosperity because I will be able to deliver something that someone's willing to exchange something else for that I might want or need. So if I can bring value, in fact, why don't we write that down, man? Oh, if you don't have your notepads, shame on you. If you haven't ever been here before, no problem. You want to bring a notepad, you want to bring pencils, pens, whatever you want to bring. You can bring a pigment of an oil pigment if you want. I don't really care, but bring something to make notes with, comments, questions you have, thoughts that may pop into your universe. What we're talking about here today, and that's all we're going to talk about. We don't talk really about finances or what to invest in here. That's not the purpose of this. In fact, the purpose of this I am, which I'm being teased by a number of different people over. By the way, anyone, I'm going to just say this right now, anyone making little of anyone, including me, whose intentions seem to be clear. I clearly don't have any advertisers. I don't sell anything. I may sell these hats, but I don't sell anything. I don't take any advertisers or promoters. 2 years ago, I was doing an analysis on what is truly finite in this universe because I was looking for something that would give me an edge. Okay, I'm selfish, self-centered, self-interested, want my survival over yours. I want my children to have survival, and like they are my first priority. And I was thinking, I'm like, and I was being critical of some of the really wealthy people in this world. I was being critical. I'm like, hey, where are these people? And why aren't they standing up? And why aren't they saying no? And that's when it hit me that authenticity was an extreme rare commodity on planet Earth in the 21st century. That, I'm going to say it again, that I think I ran across this thought and I'm like, hey, I think authenticity, while I was being critical of others, I think authenticity may be the rarest quality on planet Earth. And I'm like, wow, wouldn't that be cool, dude? I am authentic. I like that one. Okay. I am authentic. And my logic builds the case. Hey, I think authentic will get value. Okay. I think if authenticity is the rarest thing we have in this world among humans, why wouldn't I want to be authentic? And this is not rocket science, right? This is just dead simple. So my intentions are to be authentic. I am exercising this concept I have that the two most powerful words in the universe are I am, and that if I learn how to use the tool, this magic hack of I am, of discovering truly and authentically who I am as an entity, okay, who I am as a product, that I believe I can create whatever I want in my life. And in fact, my life is a really awesome example of someone who I don't think I've had any advantages whatsoever. I did not go to a great school, didn't have male mentorship. And I have been doing this I am exercise since I was about 22 or 23 years old. And 40 years later, I'm finding that the things that I was doing 30 and 40 years ago, saying I am whatever, in fact, I have become and am becoming. For instance, I think it's, for instance, I have been very critical of teaching and teachers my whole life. I've thought people that were pitching deals didn't pitch deals well, and the teachers didn't pitch. And I was critical of these people. And I have been saying for years, I'm a good teacher. I'm a good teacher. I'm a good teacher. And today, I think I actually am a very good communicator and teacher when I have a subject that I know quite a bit about. I've learned to communicate in a way that more people can experience the message, not just one or two or people equivalent to my IQ. I've always thought the most bright people in the world had a really vast vocabulary, and that vocabulary wasn't used to talk down to people, but the vocabulary, they were able to modulate where they used communication relative to their audience. Okay, so my intention for this Sunday I Am show, which people are making fun of me for doing this, like I'm crazy or I'm anyone that's, look, this is my view. You start poo-pooing on somebody that's trying to do something positive, you are poo-poo, okay? Let me just throw it out there. Like, why would anyone criticize other people for doing something that's intended to help other people? So watch, listen, and learn. Look at your environment. You cannot do I am and then not look at your environment around you and go, oh, wow, I have people that is in my universe that is pissing all over my thought process, pissing all over my ethics, my morals, my process by which I want to become a better human being. And you have people pissing on it. Okay, that's not cool. Okay, these are not good people. They don't want prosperity for others because they're grossly insecure. Okay, just because people talk about things and you think they know what they're doing, all you have to do is look at all the releases of information since Friday on this whole Epstein thing and realize, hey, there's a lot of fake people on planet Earth, okay? Including myself, by the way, okay? Until I am really transparent, until I have all my skeletons out of my closet, until I really have spent some time asking myself a really hard question. Who is Gary Cardone? Who is Fiboswamy? Who is Ken Rocket? Who is Lucas Nash? Who is Tim Blanche? Okay, who is Mama Crypto? Okay, like, who is this thing that showed up in the 21st century against massive odds, by the way? Okay, the odds of me being here, much less the odds of you being here in the package that you showed up in, is virtually impossible. Yet we walk around acting like we're one of many. And by the way, I am a part of you. Okay, I am one of many. But at the exact same time, I am a one of one. And in discovering this little math formula, when it dawned on me, wow, I'm a one of one, dude, not one of 30,000, not one of 14, not one of a million or a billion. I've never met anybody like me. Okay, I was with my twin brother yesterday. I'm like, we're really different people. And it doesn't make him right, doesn't make him wrong. It was very interesting because he asked me, he said, hey, what have you learned? Because he came into the house and he's like, dude, you have paintings everywhere. Because I'm literally turned my whole house into a canvas. And I said to him, we started talking, I said, I have learned so much from this exercise of painting, of doing something I didn't know anything about, have never studied. And I thought, I am going to become a painter, and I am just going to paint. I paint. I paint. And the theory is, hey, if I don't know how to do something as an entity, as a human being with imagination, can I have an imagination, exercise that imagination into something I've never done before and do it at such volume that I can actually become good at it? It's what I call the 8,760 hour rule, the 10,000 hour rule. And I'm going through this trust that I have faith that the amount of hours, I'm going to spend 10,000 hours learning how to paint, and that by spending that much time, 10,000 hours, that's roughly a little bit more than a year, full time, 24/7, that in 10,000 hours, I will become a proficient painter, creator, artist, sufficient that I'm like, wow, that was worth the 10,000 hours. Okay. I believe there's something about doing something over and over and over again that my natural genius just takes over. If I'm being authentic, if I'm really tapping into me. Anyway, what was the point I was trying to get to with Grant? I looked at Grant, I said, I put black and white together. The first thing I said was, notice how none of these colors argue with each other. He was looking at a really big painting with orange and red. And then I showed him a black and white painting. I said, I have been painting with black and white for about 3 years. And I have never, ever, not one time has the black and the white paint argued with each other. Not one time. They have never argued with each other. They have never had a problem fitting on the canvas with each other. They have never made one worse than the other. They actually interconnect. The black and the white interact with each other quite well. And it's amazing because I can see two people on X or two people on YouTube that can't even get along with each other because they're not listening to each other. They're not addressing each other. They have no interest in the black being good. The black has no interest in the white having any value. And I play with paint, whether it's oil or water-based paints, and it's stunning to me that they never, ever argue. And my brother was like, whoa, dude, that is heavy duty. Now, I don't know how sincere he was on that, but I think he was. Okay. Play around with some white color today and some black color, and you will discover that colors do not argue with each other. They don't. They might not look great together sometimes. They might get too muted. Excuse me one second. Come on. Come on, get in. Sorry for the interruption, guys. All right. Well, we're 18 minutes in. We got 1,000 people in the room. Wow, that's cool. Good morning to everyone. This is the I Am session Sundays with Gary Cardone, 10:30 a.m. Rumble, LinkedIn, X, and YouTube. That's right. If you're watching me on LinkedIn or YouTube, you guys love to have you. And Rumble. I don't know why I'm not getting much traction on Rumble, but maybe it's because I haven't put any intention behind Rumble. Okay. If you were here last week, just want to go over a few things. While you guys are probably freezing, get your hot chocolate, your coffee, light a fire. We normally do these for an hour. I commit to an hour. I might go a little bit longer. Very family friendly. Please, unless your kids cannot or have never heard the F-bomb. Personally, I think your kids, if they're going to school, they've probably heard the F-bomb. They're going to be okay. That's all that you're going to get here is the F-bomb. In addition to, I am convinced that I have discovered the holy grail of hacks. If you want a prosperous, great, successful life, if you are in doubt, if you're looking around the world and all the noise in this universe is putting you in a position where you're in doubt, fickle, wanting to do one thing one day, wanting to do another thing another day because you don't understand what's going on. There's a lot of chaos on this planet. Chaos normally puts people that don't have strategy or a tactic in a position of passivity, doubt. Doubt is a killer. Okay, now doubt with no strategy and plan is even worse killer. Okay, but if you have doubts on who you are, if you're weak in the knees as to who you are. This is where man falters. They get weak in the knees. They cut. I'm just going to give you something that I've learned over many years. If I cut a corner, I will extend. If I cut a corner to anything, I will extend my journey to success. I will engage or invite things when I'm cutting corners that I do not expect. Cutting corners has collateral damage, has collateral consequences that rarely anyone considers. I have taken shortcuts in my life. I can name 5 of them right now. They come right to the, in fact, cutting corners. Why don't you write down cutting corners? Think about anything you decided to do that you thought was going to be a shortcut and ask yourself, did it actually help you? Or in fact, did it actually delay? Okay. Cutting corners. Cutting corners is when I cut into my authenticity. I know what is right and wrong. Okay. I believe there's 1,224 people here that unless you are a narcissist psychopath, which by the way, you're not going to be on this show. You're going to be making fun of this show if you're a narcissist sociopath. Okay. If you make fun of this show, it will be because you are a sociopath. Okay. And you won't stay here very long. You'll just piss on it and then you'll walk away. You most certainly will not ask the question to yourself, who am I? Do I know who I am? And I don't care if you did go to school or didn't go to school, if you went to a great school or a shitty school. In fact, I think that if you went to one of these MBA schools, you probably have a greater challenge of doing this exercise than anyone else here, because they have been educated to not ask the question, the real question, which is, who am I? What am I here for? Am I going to be a good human being? Meaning, am I going to be me? Now, I don't use the word God here very often. This is not a religion. I don't believe in organized religions. I believe organized religions have done more harm on this planet than good. I love the concept of having a community and having a place to go to. And that's all I'm attempting to do here, is to create a community where a number of people, 1,000 people, 5,000 people, 50,000 people, half of them, I don't really care. But if we get 1 or 2% of the population actually asking themselves the most important question that they should have been asked when they were like 2 years old and 20 and then 22 and then 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, I should be asking who I am every day. If I'm running a business, I will do inventories, I will do accounting, I will understand everything about that business. I will spend 15, 16 hours a day, working for my employees, creating an environment, or working for someone else to create their environment, all along while I'm wondering, why am I not getting raises? Why am I not making progress? Yet I grew up religious. I grew up having this faith in God, this faith in the story. I prayed, and yet I don't have a life of success and prosperity, a life of low fear count, a life of low anxiety. Like, if I'm praying and I supposedly am religious and I'm a Christian, or I'm whatever you want to call yourself, label, yet I'm not making progress, I'm like, hey, look, do I truly have faith? Because if I had faith in this something else bigger than me, this God thing, if I had faith, why do I continue? I see this frequently. Why do I see people that are constantly in prayer instead of constantly in action based on the prayer that they submitted? I go to my boss. It's a bit of a pet peeve for me. If I go to my boss and say, hey, boss, how can I help you? What can I do? What's my job? I don't go to him every hour on the hour and ask him again or repeat. By the way, I'm praying that I'm going to get my job done, boss. Can you retell me what my job is? He's going to get sick and tired of me. I am wasting his time. I say a prayer one time. I am here for you. I am authentic. Okay. What's my job? My job is to the right thing to do is the right thing. Right? Like I wrote that down a year and a half ago here. This is not complicated. Okay. The right thing to do is the right thing. Now, the right thing for you to do is the right thing for you to do. Right? I don't know what that is, but you know. Okay. People that went to this party at Epstein's Island, nah, you don't go back twice to a party like that. Okay. I am responsible for knowing who I am and the value I'm bringing to this planet or the damage I'm doing to the environment. Like I need to inventory who and what I'm doing here, right? You would not have a business and have an employee walking around making no money or a lot of money and not know what his role was. Okay. So the purpose of this whole show, this session on Sundays, is to discover this I am thing. Because the truth is, okay, I am me no matter what I pretend to be. I am me no matter what I choose to pretend to be. I can hide from me all I want. I can hide me from you all I want. But at the end of the day, I cannot hide myself. When I look at myself in the mirror and go, hey, who the hell are you, dude? What is your reason for being here? What am I doing? Like, I cannot have a plan to build a business or a family and be airy-fairy about it. Yet with my own life, I can go, well, with everyone's life, we go about our lives and not really planning it out and thinking about, hey, where's my value here? Okay, where is my value here? And by the way, the other question, because sometimes I don't know what my value is, may be that I don't have any value in that environment. Like there's oftentimes that I don't speak up in a social environment or a business meeting because I'm not bringing any value there. I ask myself the question, why are you putting your hand up? Do you have value to add? Or in fact, are you taking value and not actually delivering? So I believe that I'm either a very valuable solution in an environment, or I am not needed in that environment. I'm either needed at the time or I'm not needed. If I'm not needed, I stay out of the way. I don't need to be seen if I'm not needed. Okay? Like if we're in a war situation and a guy has and his job is to call in a military strike, and there's you know we don't need a military strike, that guy's probably not going to be playing an active role. He's going to be doing something else that's important for the group, but he's not going to be doing his main role. He most certainly is not going to call in a military strike when they're trying to help some school kids. Right? We don't want him to be activated every second of the day doing what his role in life is for every situation on the planet. Okay. That's why we have different people. That's why I can look at a Mikhail Cooper and go, hey, look, I need Mikhail in here, dude. Okay. You're killing it there. Okay. I need Cooper here. Okay. One, he gives me positive feedback. Okay. Keep doing what I'm doing. Okay. And then he'll put his hand up one day. Maybe 10 years from now, he's running a class like this. Okay. And like, if we start thinking in terms of me, okay, I am the problem and I am the solution. Okay. I am the problem and I am the solution. Okay. Now, today, I don't even do the I am the problem because I don't become problems for people. I don't stick my nose in this stuff I have nothing to do with. Okay. I may have opinions. But other than me having an opinion, we have so much talent on this planet, yet we have so many people that have shut their mouths and shut their eyeballs. Okay. And you know, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. Like that is not a compliment. Okay. Like you don't want, we have to start saying no and saying yes. Okay. Saying yes to really good people, saying yes to good causes, saying no to exclusionary environments, saying no to isolation, saying no to cutting corners, saying, no, I am not going to pretend to be someone else. I am not going to pretend to accept something that's unacceptable. We have a voice. Are we going to use our voice, or are we just going to bitch? Did we get here by mistake? Are you a mistake? I don't believe I'm a mistake, okay? It's impossible for me to believe I am a mistake. It's impossible for me to believe you are a mistake. Now, I can look at some people's lives and go, "My God, man, that person has had a tough life." Hey, everybody's had a tough life, man. Most everyone has had a tough life. I mean, there's thousands of families. Think about this, okay? Because I think we're at this juncture in this universe where evil and goodness are being like really exposed. Like I have never seen so much evil in my life. I don't think I was prepared for the amount of evil that is being like rolled out in graphic detail. The evil that is on this planet. Now, as soon as I think about how much evil there is, you know, it immediately brings me because I've struggled with this whole God idea, right? I don't think I really struggle with the God idea. I think I struggle with humans' communication around God has been, I think, bastardized greatly. But when I see this much evil, I'm like, man, there has to be a God. There has to be angels and positive because there's so much bloody evil here. And then I look at myself, how do people become this evil? They lost who they were, man. Okay, there's just no, you know, it just takes one mistake. You do one mistake and you know, you solve that problem with another mistake, and then you just keep repeating mistakes over and over and over again until it's too late. You're caught, or you shoot yourself in the face, or you hate yourself, or I mean, there are thousands of families being torn apart this weekend through this whole Epstein thing. I mean, this is going to cause massive damage to so many people, and rightly so, by the way. Okay, like I'm not empathetic with the amount of pain that's getting ready to be. The thousands of people will lose their jobs, their careers, all their money. They'll be sued for 20, 30, 40 years. And if we do our job right, we will expose these people, and none of us will support these people. We will isolate them. We will badger them, make fun of them, expose them, pour as much sunlight as possible on them. These parasites must be exposed for what they are. I don't really care if they go to jail or not. By the way, I just need to say this. If you're going to wait for the judicial system to fix all this, you're going to just be another bystander sitting on the sidelines complaining. I'll tell you how to solve all this, okay? If you don't like the founder of LinkedIn, stop using LinkedIn. That's Reid Hoffman. If you hate Elon for whatever reason, don't do business with Elon. I don't have a problem with Elon personally. Reid Hoffman, the Netflix people, Disney, Visa and MasterCard, Hollywood, almost 99% of Hollywood, all the movies, all the people that support the movies, all the pharma companies, Let's see, Paramount, anything having to do with mainstream media. If you think you're being lied to and you hate the world you live in, stop watching Fox and CNN. Okay, you're one of their stats, whether you're paying them or not, and you're fueling them and funding them. The way to crush these people is to boycott them. I am never going to do business with Reid Hoffman. Fuck you, dude. Okay, no chance. LinkedIn, I don't need you. Like I just realized, oh wow, he owns LinkedIn. Why the hell am I supporting LinkedIn? Why is anyone on LinkedIn? Okay, you don't like Zuckerberg? I don't have a Zuckerberg account. I think Mark Zuckerberg has done more to create bad America than, like, I'd put him at the top of the list, dude. I'd put him right up there with Fauci Mouchy. So I am authentic and I am a leader. Okay. I am not going to not sit here and go, hey, these are bad actors, man, period. So I don't play with Facebook. I don't play with Instagram. Okay. I don't have accounts. I can't keep accounts up. I don't care about the accounts. I think somebody posted all my stuff on TikTok. I could care less about TikTok. Why? Because I don't think the platforms are offering anything of value, okay? In fact, X is getting a little too sexy, okay? I wish they'd cut out some of the models and the OnlyFans stuff. This is not, look, this needs to be an education platform, not a sex platform, not a dating platform. Okay, I don't need to see half naked women in my feeds. I don't want to see that stuff, okay? It's like, we got to get our shit together, man. Okay, these are distractions. Bitcoin price, gold, silver, these are distractions. The ultimate rare earth is you. One of one. One of one. And notice what we're doing. Now, if we were in a business, are you guys tracking with me, or am I like completely all over the place? If I'm in a business, let's say I'm in the credit card processing business or the energy business, okay, pick one. I'm not looking over here at these other industries criticizing and complaining about them, am I? No, I'm an energy expert. I'm focused on the energy part of the game that I'm in. I become really, really, really great at that. Focused. I have situational awareness that shows me the rest of the world if I'm subject to market conditions and macro issues. And I'm making a point here about you as a human being, okay? In a business, I focus on one thing or two things, max. Yet in my life, I am Gary Cardone. I'm over here looking at crypto, then I'm looking at energy, then I'm looking at politics, and then I'm looking at Epstein, then I'm looking at these jokers on Spaces who pretend to be something that they're not. And then I look at this problem over here, and then I'm going to be a parent. Like, I'm spread all over the place. No expertise anywhere. Mediocrity. Usually a spectator. I might be pretending to be an active player, but I'm a spectator being a commentary. Basically, and we have a lot of this going on right now. We have a lot of commentary, expert commentary. Why? I don't know. Maybe people just love having followers, and the follower count makes them really happy. I have very little interest in the follower count. I do have an interest in getting 50, 60, 100, a million people, 10 million people to ask themselves one question. Fill in a blank. In fact, it's easier than that. You don't have to even ask a question. You fill in a blank. I am Lucas Nash, comma, I am, and then fill in, what does that mean? Okay. Someone gave you that name, by the way. Okay. That's not who you are. I am, yes, I am Gary Cardone, but I am not limited to my Gary Cardone name. Okay. There's more to me than just my name. There's a lot more to me than just my name. I am authentic. See, if I go back to I am authentic, I think this is the key. If you write down I am authentic, by the way, don't do that if you're uncomfortable with being authentic. You're going, like, the more you do this, I am authentic, you're going to start noticing times when you should have said no, you should have said yes, you wanted to say something, you wanted to ask for something, and you didn't do it because you were scared of the response. Instead of, hey, man, like, this is my view on it. Now, when I'm authentic, I don't have to make myself right or wrong. I don't have to defend myself. I am. Okay? Like, that's it, dude. This little logo up in the top corner says I am. I look at that and I'm like, dude, look how much aura and energy there is there, please. Please. Okay? If I'm not producing massive amounts of really cool energy, which hopefully some of you guys have started to go, hey, dude, I'm actually feeling Gary's energy. Can anyone feel my energy? Maybe be a good survey. Hey, is the energy positive or is it negative? Okay. Is it positive or negative that you vibe from me? Either way, okay, we have established that you're feeling some energy. Now, how the hell can a human being move energy through a freaking TV screen or a radio screen or electronics, electricity, just in frequency by speaking an authentic, about something that's authentic, not necessarily right or wrong, but authentic for me, real for me. I believe that this energy, that I am, notice how the energy flares out. It's not just me, my body, there's something more. And that's what I want to tap into. Okay. I want to tap into, because I and you have tapped into education, MBAs, under MBAs, studied this, studied that, read this, read that, became an expert. And what we have not spent time doing is the internal journey, the adventure inside, okay, that is endless. This adventure is endless. I'm gonna write the word adventure down. And the reason I want to write that down is because I hear a lot of people when they're struggling in their life and they're like, hey, this is horrible, man. This is, I can't make it. I'm depressed. Life is tough. Every great story that you've ever watched once or twice, every book you've ever read, every Raiders of the Lost Ark, every story you have ever read or watched, any, hero and villain show, every one of them have had a challenge, have had difficulty, and had that person move through the difficulty and become a champion over it. Like every one of them, okay? But you have to go through that journey. Like there's a point when everyone is lost in the jungle. There is a point when everyone is lost trying to climb that mountain, when they're desperate. If it was easy, everyone would have done it, okay? The point of the difficulty is to discover who you are. Not right or wrong, but to discover who I am. I am, bang, okay? There isn't going to be 72 million answers, okay? Like I have certain set of skills. I am never going to be a doctor. I am never going to be a rocket scientist. I'm never going to be a mathematician, okay? So, wow, I am not. Get rid of the I am nots. I think it's very, very important to figure out what you're not. I am not a prostitute. Okay. Now, most people go, no, you need to keep these all positive. Hey, I am not a prostitute is very positive. Okay. Because then I'm like, oh, wow, what's the opposite of that? I am alive. Okay. I am not dead. Wow. Alive means I'm probably going to feel a lot. Okay. I am capable of anything. Look, the truth is, and we spent quite a bit of time on this last week and the week before. How many people, and I'd love to hear in the comments from this because there's an awful lot of people in here today. And congratulations to everyone for being here and thank you for being here. But last week I asked questions about, hey, do you notice that you're not totally in control of your thinking? And we went through the exercise that said, hey, do not, okay, I'm going to give you a command and you are to give your being a command since you're a brain and your operating system, you control your operating system, right? You are the software and the hardware. So you can't think about a pink elephant right now. Okay, you cannot think about a pink elephant. We did that last week. Do not think about a pink elephant. And then, 3 minutes goes by and I go, hey, Matt, why did you think about the pink elephant? Because you told yourself not to think about the pink elephant, but in fact, you thought about the pink elephant. So what part of you, what does that mean? Well, you told yourself not to think about pink elephants or not to think about anything, yet you did think about something. So where did that thought come from? And who's in control? That was the question last week. Who is in control of your thinking? I'm sitting here painting one day, and I mean, seriously, okay, I'm sitting, this happens to me all the time. I'm telling Grant how much I've learned through this creative exercise. But I'm sitting there painting, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I think that needs green right there. And it's as if I'm talking to people inside me and going, what do you think? Do you think I should do green? And then somebody responds, dude, no, I think yellow would be better. And I'm looking around going, I'm standing here. I know this is going to sound crazy, right? I'm standing here going, I think I need to put green in there. What do you think? I'm literally asking someone else, hey, what do you think? As if there's 3 or 4 different artists here. Now, that's mind-boggling to me, okay? That I'm having a conversation with myself, and I'm like, who are you waiting for permission from? Who am I waiting for permission from to put green on the canvas? I find it staggering. And the truth is, I have done this my whole life. I mean, on a business deal, I'm constantly asking myself questions. What could go wrong? Hey, could that be wrong? Could that be right? For some reason, I see Fibaswamy in the room, but for some reason, some of these crypto bros don't like you asking questions. And I'm like, dude, I ask questions about everything. I am okay with being wrong. Like, I don't want to be wrong. So I'm going to constantly ask myself, hey, could I be wrong? Why am I not doing that to myself? Why am I not questioning on a regular basis? Hey, am I bringing value here? Am I needed here? Or am I taking something? Okay, if I'm taking, I probably need to sit in the back because I'm not a taker. I am not a taker. Okay, I am a giver, but I'm not a giver forever and ever and ever. I'm not like, hey, I don't use this. Hey, I'm an empath on me. Dude, an empath is not much better than a predator. Okay, like you're feeding the guy, you're feeding the beast. So this is not a compliment that I'm an empath. I'm attracting victimizers. I'm talking about, dude, I am powerful. Okay, I attract great energy. I am attracting awesome energy. Okay. Everyone wants to attract energy from outside themselves, whether it's the girl or the boy or both or whatever. I want to get married. I want to have a girlfriend. Dude, how about getting married to yourself first? Okay. How about having a relationship with me? Oh, wow, dude, I'm Gary Cardone. Shit. I was pretending to be Bob. I was pretending to be Fred. I was pretending to be Billy. I am one of one. Okay. One of one, dude. One of one. That means one. I don't even think it's divided by infinity because I can only do so many things, but one divided by infinity. Okay. Are you telling me I can't find a role in this world and I'm a one of one? I can't find a role in this world that allows me and my family great prosperity, freedom, success, a example of God likeness, an example of what a great life of a God fearing, all these weird words, God fearing. I'm not God fearing, dude. The only thing I seem to be scared of, and humans really seem to be scared of, is themselves because they spend all this time looking at other people. They spend all their time looking at everything but themselves. Or who's arguing with me? Okay. There are 8,760 hours in a year. There's 24 hours in a day. And if I asked you to spend 1 hour a day, in fact, I'll do this. You have to spend 1 hour a day for the next 7 days. Come back to me next week and tell me how many people spent 7 hours, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night. This is how simple it is. 15 minutes 4 times a day. I don't care how you do it. 1 hour a pop. You can do 7 hours in a week if you want, all in one sitting. I am Stephen Carello, and you go through the whole list. I am. And not 10 people out of the 2,300, not 23 people, 1% of the population will spend diligently, disciplined, focused, with intention, 7 hours next week on I am. 7 hours out of 184 in a week. I think there's 184. 24 times 7 is something like that, right? 24 times 7. Yeah, 100 and spend 7 hours, 1 hour out of 24, and people will freak out. They won't do it. They won't do it consistently. Want to bet? I'll bet you 23 people can't do it 7 hours. That should say a lot, man. And we have 2,300 people in here, okay? Like, I acknowledge there's 2,300 people in here. This is awesome. I mean, really, really awesome. And I've said, hey, if 1,000 people show up here every Sunday, I will show up here till the end of my life. Can't believe I said that, but I am saying it. I'll continue to say it because I'm like, man, can't imagine doing this in 3 years. But you know what? I am a great teacher, dude. I am a leader. I have been saying this to myself for a long, long time. I have to take responsibility for the I ams that I did many years ago. I can't just, oh, I'm a great teacher for 20 years and then go, wow, I have a teaching opportunity, and then I don't take it. How can I do that? See, for me, faith is not faith at all unless it's followed up with action. To me, I don't know why I'm here. Like, I could easily get caught up in the people that are laughing about me or making fun of me, and then go, hey, I don't want to do this anymore, man. I don't want like people talking about me like that, making fun of me. Or I could, man. I could just go away because it's a pain in the ass, quite frankly. But that would be cutting a corner. And I'm telling you, I have never not cut a corner that didn't require me a longer journey to get to where I was, or it would obfuscate me even getting there. Okay, so action, you show me heavy duty action, I'll show you somebody has faith. I don't get on my knees and pray every 12 minutes, man. Okay, but I do commit to next Sunday being here at 10:30 a.m. And I will be here. I'll click the button and we'll start. I may not know exactly what I'm doing, but every morning when I start these, because I don't prepare for these, the ideal scene here the ideal scene here is that I am simply acting as a brush, man. Like I had to confront that hey, maybe what I need to do. Let's see if I can see. I saw this in this is in Miami, in a Miami restaurant, Asian restaurant, and behind the bar. And when I saw this, can you guys see this? Okay, this paintbrush. One, I just thought it was a stunning piece of artwork. Stunning. Now, what does that brush do? That brush is just sitting there, but man, it's showing what it can do, huh? It's showing the potential. It's and I realize, I am that brush, man. Like if the true faith in life to me, the optimal, the maximal, the really cool attribute of faith would be, well, actually, I'm the doing thing, I'm the brush. My job is to apply the information. It's my job is to be faithful that whatever comes through me is the brush. What that brush can't make any decisions, man. That brush's job is to do one thing, okay? Splash, move, transfer, paint. Okay. And transfer communication, transfer color, once I stepped into when I paint, if I wash my mind of everything, go, hey, look, I'm here just to serve the canvas. I don't really need to, I'm not that type of artist that says I'm painting a house. Okay, I've never built anything like that. I don't know how to copy stuff. But what I do know how to do is like what gets me excited is to be able to create something from nothing. One, it creates rarity. Okay, other people can't easily knock it off because it was my idea or some variation of an idea. Or again, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to find where I can bring value, sustainable value, by the way. I'm going to ask you to write this down, okay? I think it's important. Any environment that you go into, whether you go to lunch today, breakfast, whether you go to a business meeting, I ask myself when I walk in the door, hey, am I part of the solution here or am I part of learning? Am I needed here? Do I have any expertise whatsoever that would lend itself to helping whatever we're trying to accomplish here? The answer is either yes or no. If you walk into a room and you cannot find the leader, teacher, you're it, dude. Step in the center of the room and take over. If you can't see the leader there, you're it. Okay. So if I go with the intention, like I show up here or wherever I show up, if I go in with the intention of, hey, I am here to bring value, and if I have no value, I keep my mouth shut and I learn, I listen, I study. Okay. Sometimes the paintbrush just needs to rest there. It needs to be cleaned and it needs to sit there. Maybe I need to sit there and look at a canvas for a little while and go, hey, shit, how do I do this? Okay. I am a brush. I don't come here with all these notes, like all these notes. Okay. All these notes are made here in the last year and a half. All these notes. Okay. But these notes aren't built before the show. I don't go, okay, now it's 11:30 a.m. Where are we now? No, this is just me being the brush and attempting to articulate a message that's coming from the universe. Okay, laugh at me if you want, okay? But I really believe I am tapping. My intention is to tap into a universal truth. I don't think I have to plug into a book and download it, okay? I think I can download it I think it's here, man. Okay. If I'm just true to myself and true to my maker, whatever that is for you, okay, I have to believe I'm here for a reason. Let's pretend like I'm not here for a reason. This is the biggest joke in the history of mankind. Wouldn't it be a better life for me to actually chase and believe that I have a purpose and that I would spend 70, 80 years looking for that purpose? Hey, why am I here? What is my purpose? Like search, search, search. Be me. How do I be me? I act like me. I do, and then I become. I do, and then I become. I believe I will become a good artist, man, one day. I do, and then I become. The more I do, the more I become. I know I'm all over the place, but like if I'm trying to do and become me, I cannot spend time looking at other things that have nothing to do with me. Okay. This is my point. If I'm running a business, I don't look at other businesses. I'm not becoming an expert on medical stuff when I'm doing something in hardcore business. I am not studying how to do rockets if I'm in, doing digital shit on planet Earth. Okay, so why, if I'm not spreading myself so thinly over businesses, why would I do it with me? Why would Lori Spearin do it? Okay, why would Swift do it? Okay, why would any of these people spend any time thinking about Gary Cardone when they could be thinking about themselves, when they could be writing down, oh, what corners am I cutting? Hey, you want to figure out real fast the problem? Start asking yourself that question. Hey, how many corners have I cut? If you've cut corners, you know it. Cutting a corner will extend your journey. And every time I cut a corner, I have cut part of me out of the deal. Maybe I just can't handle it at the point. Okay. Maybe I'm scared. What I'm trying to communicate with you is it has never, ever hurt me to be authentic. I may have not gotten the exact bonus I wanted. I may have not gotten the job that I wanted, that I thought I wanted, but that was not for me whatsoever. I may have, a lot of things may have happened, right? But one thing I'm not going to do is 20 years from now, wake up and go, wow, man, I'm in trouble. I'm in the Epstein folder because I'm not authentic. Okay. Because I was willing to do anything. Like I don't do business with people that have, well, let me not get into that, but okay. But like when I start dealing with people that are bad people, I've cut corners. Okay. I do not expect 100% of the people on planet Earth to do this. You cannot expect 100% of the people around you to do this. If you get 1 or 2% of the people around you to do this, it'll be awesome. I cannot change the fact that you're here on planet Earth. I think I'm here on planet Earth pretty much by myself. This is not a journey that I get to take with other people. I am Gary Cardone. I am by myself. I came to this planet by myself. I will leave this planet by myself. And there is no one that's going to help me discover myself but me. Your girlfriend's not going to do it. Your wife's not going to do it. Your boyfriend's not going to do it. Your husband's not going to do it. Your mom, dad, counselor, advisor, financial position, your wins and your losses will not. There's only one freaking person that's going to do this job, and it's going to be you. If you don't do the job, you will end up bankrupt. I believe that, okay? If a company does not inventory their business, they go bankrupt. If a company doesn't inventory their business, they go bankrupt. If a man does not understand who he is, he will never access his true value, his true worth to this planet, and he will die a broke man. I mean, can you imagine, as most people do, when they go to their deathbed, that last day, I think a lot of people end up, on that bed going, dude, I wish I'd have done some other things. Who thinks that? I think we don't ever talk about this, but, and how do we know, right? We don't ever sit down and go, hey, we don't interview these people. Hey, you got any tips? I'll bet you none of them go, hey, you should work harder. I'll bet you none of them go, hey, you should be less authentic. I'll bet you none of them say, hey, you should never take any risk. I think people, if they're really honest, I cannot go to my deathbed that way, okay? I can't do it, man. I would rather not have any friends whatsoever. I mean, when you really think about it this way, it's very binary. I am authentic or I am not. Now, how can I be authentic? Can everyone agree that authenticity is perhaps one of the most rare things in humanity? Is that a fair statement? Authenticity is probably one of the most rare things on planet Earth from humans. If that's true, then I think there's a game to be played for being authentic. See how I do it? Like, oh wow. Now most people are going to be looking, oh yeah, but dude, if you're authentic, it's going to cost you a lot. Yeah, but I just determined that the first principle of this gig is that, oh wow, there's no authenticity. Of course I'm going to get a lot of grief if there's no authenticity. But if I can make this work, by the way, I like the idea of being one different than other people, because if I look at the masses, whatever they're doing, don't do it. Now, the cool thing is I have been instructed to hold these sessions on Sunday mornings, and you have some place to go. But the truth is, okay, if you didn't have this place to come to and think about who you are, you can just think about who you are not. Okay? And if you're willing to do illegal, unethical, immoral things to advance your career, you're not authentic, okay? You're a bitch. You're a prostitute. Under no circumstances would I ever call someone that I knew was a convicted pedophile. Under no circumstances, if I knew that, would I be okay with pitching them a deal, trying to do business with them? This is the hard part about doing the IM, because what you're going to do is you're going to look around and go, wow, everyone's doing what I wouldn't do. Now, you're going to have to decide, are you going to cut corners, or are you going to be you? I mean, it may look, I was getting ready to say it took me a long time to get wealthy, but the truth is I retired when I was 40 years old. But I could have made a lot more money, man. I mean, a lot more, but I couldn't have lived with myself. I'm sensitive to, well, I've been asking myself who I am since I can remember, okay? And I believe there was more to me than just this body. Okay, and that's why I say, hey, and I'm really grateful. I am grateful for the faith I have. Okay? I know someone that claims they're extremely religious, and I swear to God, they pray 40 times a day. 40 times a day. And like, for me, I'm like, dude, like, are you faithful or are you scared? Because my faith should be my action. Okay. If I really believe this, and that's why I'm doing this. Okay. My intention is good. My intention is to be authentic. And I think in that authenticity, I will find the truth. Because if I keep cutting corners, uh, doing things for the intention to get rich or doing things to get followers or doing things to be relevant, I may accomplish those things, but I have not accomplished being true, being authentic. Okay. Because if I'm authentic, I'm going to say, hey, look, like I can't do business with that guy. Okay. His morals are awful. I can't do business with this family because there's, you know, there's some shit that's in it. And I have no interest in having anything to do with it. Oh, I'm not going to make $3 million. I don't care. I don't want to lose myself. Okay. I'm worth more than $3 million. See, this is the cutting corners part. Oh, wow. Let's see. Gary's lonely. So let me go out on a Saturday night and pick somebody up and hang out with him. Well, I'll be useless tomorrow morning. Today. I will be useless today. Okay. Why? Because I went and sought to fill my cup up with something outside of myself. I am usually empty. Like I think our cups are usually empty, man. And it's not because they're half empty or they're half full and that whole positive or negative outlook, but how can my cup be full if I don't even know what the size of the container is? Happen to think my container is huge. And if it's huge and I can't find the bottom of this mofo, I'm starting to think, hey, maybe I've only tapped 1 or 2 or 3% of my brilliance. And I do use the word brilliance, okay? And I think of certain people in these spaces, and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna hear that. They're gonna just vomit, right? Hey, dude, I am brilliant. Okay. And you can make fun of it all you want, but I think I've tapped into this much brilliance. This thing I'm doing on I am and with art, let me tell you, I am 1000% convinced, more convinced than I am on Bitcoin, that this will end up as a story one day and go, wow, this cat transformed himself 4 times. And he did the last one in public using this I am technology. And it's going to be like, what, how can someone keep doing this over and over and over again? And it's like, I just think it's a gift. Okay. It's a bloody easy gift for anyone to deploy. I am me no matter what the world around me is doing or saying. I can choose to not be me and not show you me. Okay. I can choose to become a little girl and bow to the pressure and the difficulty of a world that is in total chaos. Seems to me like nobody really cares about ethics. I mean, there's people being named today and this weekend that their careers are toast, dude. Their careers and their families, their social connections have been eviscerated. I think unless people like you don't really care. 3 months, you're like, hey, I'm going to go do business with Reid Hoffman anyway. Okay. I don't see how that works. Okay. I am going to get to a point of I am where I'm like, hey, I'm not like him, dude. Okay. Like I can't do what Jason at the All In podcast. I could never, ever pursue Epstein for connections. I don't even like, if you're willing to do that, dude, you're willing to do anything. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I don't know the guy. Okay. But like, it seems odd. Okay. This is not like, hey, everyone knew he was a bad guy. Okay. So I'm not calling George Soros to do business with him so I can make $1 billion. I decided not to do business in Russia in 1997 because I'm like, hey, this is going to get ugly. Okay. I will have to surrender my ethics to do that type of business. Cost me a bunch of money. I get to look myself in the mirror. I'm fine. I made plenty. And the truth is, it wouldn't matter if I made plenty or not. One-on-one, man. Got to figure out, do I believe in this or do I not? Okay. Do I believe in the wealth of my one-on-oneness, or do I believe that, in fact, it's not really that? You know, I'm not willing for the rest of forever and ever. Can't say that I've always been able to have this discipline, but I'm not willing to do things today that cost me 1,000 years from now. Hell, I'm not even willing to do it just for today if it benefits me. I can't. I don't do well with the guilt. I don't do well with the guilt or the shame. I don't. I can't handle it. Okay, it's like poison to me. It fucks me up something fierce. Okay, 3,070. I am unique one of ones in this room right now. I'm proud to be a part of you guys. I'm proud that you're here. I would beg you to repost this room. These are recorded, so grab the recording, snip a part of it, and send it to a friend. Okay, send it to an enemy. Send it to your parents, your dad, your mom, your kids. You know, we need to help people break this cycle they're in. The people are habituated to doing certain things over and over and over again. If I had a cigarette addiction, you know, and I went to the experts, they say, hey man, you can beat this, but you're going to have to be really disciplined for the first, 45 to 60 days. I think 30 days I can break almost any habit if I want to. Okay, I can break almost any habit, but I have to replace it with something. I cannot just sit there and go, okay, I'm not going to smoke anymore. I have to replace it with something, and I have to do it consistently. I am authentic. Okay, I am. Okay, why do I do these? Because I know by doing these publicly and telling you who I am, but what am I doing? I'm not really telling you who I am. I'm not trying to promote who I am. I'm not trying to put a billboard or be relevant. You know what I'm doing? I'm actually tricking myself. I'm jacking into a hack of committing to the future of what I am in the future, requiring me to be that way today. I cannot create the future because, see, I truly believe that I am only imagination. Like my true energy is the ability to imagine and create. If I can imagine, I can then create because I have the ability to take actions. I have the ability to energize something in my mind, in my universe, as an image, a picture, a package. Thank you. Excuse me. A package of information. Take that package of information. Hey, in 3 years, I'd like to be there. I think I can accomplish this in 3 years. And I start behaving today as if I'm on that path. I have to stay focused. Guy down there says half of the I don't know when people are going to figure this part out. got to tell you, like anybody that doesn't know that I'm Gary at this point, dude, like I would go jump in the swimming pool right now, okay? And wake up, everyone. My God. Every now and then we got to find somebody that's a ding dong. Just to make an example of them. So I appreciate your example, sir. Gary's building his I am just fine without anyone's help besides I am is for the I am. Yeah, exactly, dude. See, this is the cool thing. Hey, Yvonne, good to see you here. Yeah, exactly. Love that. See, people have been banging on me pretty hard every Sunday, and they're like, "Hey, you need to pray more." And I'm like, "No, dude, I've had to mute a few of these people, and they seem to be overly they well, they keep telling me that I just need to pray more. And I don't need to pray more, Yvonne. I need to do more. Okay. I need to paint more. I need to write more. I need to be as authentic as I possibly can when I can be. When I show up, I'm authentic. Okay. Or don't show up. And if I'm needed, I show up. You know, to do the right thing, like doing the right thing is doing the right thing. Okay. Like people go, "Hey, what's the right thing to do?" Dude, you know what the right thing to do is. The hard part is doing it. Just go do it. Okay. So I'm doing my part. I had and have a lot of counter intention inside my universe about doing these. You can tell because I talk about people that make fun of me. Why would I spend any time talking about any of these people? It bugs me. Okay. So I get it out of my system and go, okay, yeah, it bugs me. It does bug me. And maybe it bugs me because I've made fun of people before for doing things that were real and true for them. And I made fun of them. I didn't understand it. So why did I choose this topic today? The reason I chose this topic today is because last few weeks we've been talking about intention and energy. And look, we are living in historic times, folks. Okay. I cannot remember a time when there was more chaos. And I think that in this type of chaos, because we're so ill-equipped and our muscles, our ability to exercise our muscles are so atrophied. Okay. We've never really spent time as humanity in this century thinking about the oneness, the uniqueness, the infinitely finiteness of a human being. I look at Yvonne down there. I'm like, wow, man, there's only one Yvonne Sayers. Okay. Like her, don't like her. There's one of her. Now I look at that and go, wow, dude, like if I could get one of anything, that's gotta be. Question is, does she know she's a one of one? Is she representing her life? Like, in fact, why don't you write this down, guys? Hey, why don't you measure yourself on a scale from 1 to 100? Where are you on the authenticity scale? How well do you know yourself? How well do other people know you? That gets a score. And then how well do you know yourself, really? How do I know less than 23 people are going to do any of this? Because as soon as you start asking yourself these questions, you'll begin realizing how much moderation, how much governing and speed control, and how many times you hit the brakes on you. Okay, you have this car and you don't even know how to drive it. You have this vehicle You don't know how much fuel's in it. You don't know exactly how far it's going to go. By the way, all of you guys think that it can't go as far as that it can go. You put the wrong fuel in it. And while you're driving at 100 miles an hour with no intention to go 100 miles an hour, okay, you're looking at a bunch of other people and businesses, and you're not an expert on your own. When you could be doing 300 miles an hour. Now, okay, maybe the analogy is horrible, but do you get my point? The only vehicle Gary Cardone is going to drive is the one I'm in. Like the only vehicle I can fix is mine. I can't fix Yvonne. I can't fix Michael. I cannot get people to go be 100% one of oneness of themselves. I can't make you do that. What I can do, though, is sit here and go, is there any risk whatsoever for me to be as authentic as I possibly can? Which, by the way, means that I'm honest. I'm true to myself. I'm true to you. I don't hurt other people. How can I be authentic and cause damage? Oh, I'm an egotistical, selfish narcissist. Dude, you're not going to sit here and write, I am energy. You can't do that. You can't come in here and be an infinite one of one, which is such a paradox. Infinite and one of one. And finite. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I believe my energy will last forever. Yet in this package, I am finite. There's one of me, never going to probably be another one just like it. If I get to anywhere close to 100% authenticity, I will see. What I think will happen is that I will discover, as I have through my whole life, that I set some goals, I accomplish those goals, and then I realize, oh wow, I actually can accomplish some more goals, and then I accomplish some more goals, and here I am 40, 50 years later going, hey, wow, man, I've made a lot of money and I've got all that sorted out. Now what else is there? Well, I could go get some more money. I could, add 5 zeros, 6 zeros. I mean, or I could hey, shit, maybe it's time for me to do what I should have been doing when I was 8. Okay. 8. Maybe I should have, maybe I should be spending more time looking at I am. What if the journey is whoa, this is an infinite journey, okay? Like, you could expand. Like, I am convinced that I can do anything I want now. All I have to do is plug into this little hack. You spend 1 hour a day on this, I guarantee you, okay? I'm spending 3 or 4 hours, probably 3 hours a day on this. Probably not even that, okay? I'm starting to now, this thing is building now where most of my life is all centered around, I'm becoming a much better human being, okay, by doing this exercise. I have become a better human being in the last 2 years just doing this one exercise. 1 hour a day will massively change your life, okay? Can't take this journey with anybody else. This is a solo journey. Can't do this with your boyfriend. If you don't have a boyfriend or a girlfriend, go scream in the mirror and say, oh, I'm so glad I don't have one of those right now, okay? Because it's easier to do by yourself, I believe. It's easier. It's easier for me to discover me without any noise around me. The world is in total chaos, and it's going to be hard not to get sucked into all that noise. The best thing to do is turn it off. Just turn the noise off. I'm not talking about walking away from it and not being responsible, but You get to decide what frequency you're going to tap into. There's some music I just don't like, okay? I don't listen to that music station. There's some music I really, really dig. Hey, tune into that music, but I don't have classical and heavy rock going at the same time. Okay, so I need to tune into my frequency. If my frequency is really down and desperate and depressed, okay, hey, that's where you're at, okay? I got it. And you can't like just do a bunch of, hey, I'm going to go build a business. I got you're depressed. But depression, I'm gonna flip an image up here. Depression, I believe, can be countered. Okay, can be countered by getting out of doubt. Okay, and I posted this. This is a little bit of a weird painting I was doing, but this was originally a just one big black question mark, and then this is called doubt begets doubt. Questions beget questions. Like I have to move beyond thinking and questioning shit all the time. Notice there is no I am a question mark. I am exclamation mark. Figure it out, okay? Once I know about parts of me, many of these question marks disappear. Question marks get more question marks. What I love about action is it destroys doubt. Okay. Even if you're depressed, man, I got it. Can you take a walk? Okay. Can you just get up and take some action? Okay. Because the action you're taking right now is focused on the depression. Okay. You're saying, I am depressed. I'm going to end here. Okay. I'm going to end here in a few minutes. But the point I'm trying to make is anyone sitting here going, what's he talking about? I am. I'm talking about what you're doing right now anyway. I am depressed. I'm depressed. I'm depressed. I'm lonely. I don't have a boyfriend. I am a loser. I am broke. I will never be able to buy Bitcoin. I am lonely. I am not a happy man. I am unhealthy. Dude, you're I aming the fuck out of yourself. Do you see what's happening? Let's go back an hour. Hey, who's talking to you? Whose voice is that? You have no clue who you are. You don't even know whose voice is popping in these question marks, man. Have you ever sat to think? Let's say you're at a dinner, or let's say you some woman on Spaces and they like me. Like why? But you never reach out and say anything. Why? It's not being authentic. I'm not suggesting you need to do that, but like, when is it going to be okay for you to go, hey, I like that guy, dude, and just go say it? Like it's not the end of the world. Wow. Okay. If you don't have any, agenda on the deal. Oh yeah, I'm embarrassed. I can't like that person. Why? Do you think that not every frequency that comes across my plate am I going to dig? So I might as well be able to acknowledge the frequencies that I really like. Okay. I need to acknowledge the frequencies that are consistent with my frequency, consistent with my long-term frequency. No, don't cut corners. How do I cut corners to something? Well, I'm only cutting corners if I'm trying to achieve something. Okay. I must know what I'm trying to achieve if I'm cutting a corner. Need some money, need a date, need this, need some love, need some attention. Want to remain relevant. Let me make sure I do a post. These are all vanity, ego things, man. They have nothing to do with discovering me, discovering what I was put here for. Okay. If you believe in God and you are not 100% sure of your purpose here, I think you're off assignment. Okay. I think you must have missed a coaching lesson. And you probably need to go back and say, hey, coach, like, what am I here for? Okay. Because I really believe in you. I'm a good Christian. I believe in JC. I'm a Catholic, whatever you say. Okay. Whatever the deal is. But I'm like, hey, why isn't your life progressing as if you have no doubt? As if you have no doubt. It does not mean that you don't have doubt. It just means that you're acting as if you don't have doubt. See, it's very difficult for me to take action. One, if I take actions over and over and I make mistakes, then I have to redirect the action. Right? Oh, there's a problem here. The first painting I ever did was horrible, okay? But it wasn't horrible in the terms that I moved some paint around. 3 years later, hey, I know how to do paint better than I did. I am alive. I am creative. I am not saying I am depressed. I am not saying I'm lonely. Okay. And by the way, the moment you do recognize there are parts of me, for instance, as soon as I said I am healthy, a shot of pain ran through my left ankle, alerting me, well, you're not as healthy as you think. See, where did that voice come from? Some part of me is holding on to this pain, dude. I must like this frequency. I don't know the answer, but what I do know is that I am not going to fix this inside of me unless I acknowledge it. Okay. And the only way for me to acknowledge it is to begin to have a communication with myself, start writing to myself, start writing, I am ... Dude, this is a journey that never ends. The more you do it, the more you'll recognize, oh my God, I should have been doing this my whole life. If you do this for 1 week, much less 1 month, you will come back here. Okay. Now I know some people are sitting here going, hey, I'm enjoying the conversation. I like listening to Gary or his free flowing stuff or whatever, but like you're sharding yourself if you're not getting a notepad and you're not doing this, especially in chaos. Okay. My brother was over here yesterday. Hey, what do you think about Bitcoin? I think it's scary right here. Okay. See, he digs that answer. He doesn't want to, it's going to all be okay. Shit, dude, I'm scared. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to go from this to this. Then I baseline and I go, hey, look, nothing is wrong with my thesis. It doesn't mean that I can't pull back here and slow down. I want to buy some more. Good. I'll set some new bids up. Question, hey, is this right? Did I make an error somewhere? To acknowledge that I don't know what's happening allows me to sit back and go, okay, I'm not going to do anything because my thesis hasn't changed, but it is very chaotic. Oh, silver, gold, politics, all this stuff going on. Going to be a great distraction. It will be a massive distraction for you. It will be an awesome rational excuse for you, a victim criticism that you'll be able to make and go, wow, the world is really chaotic. I just didn't have time to get to it. I didn't have time to get to me. I didn't have time to get to God. I didn't have time to unwrap the package that I was delivered in the 21st century and discover the brilliance of this package. The treasure sitting in this, the holy grail of me, a one of one put here out of odds that are unbelievable. Okay. Unbelievable. The odds of me being here in this package are staggeringly low. Why would I not embrace this? Rare, unique, one of one, don't know very much about myself. Every time I dive deeper, I find more. cool Morse too. Okay. Not. Oh, by the way, while I'm doing my internal journey, I'm looking around at the Reid Hoffmans of the world and the Jamie Dimons. I mean, how impressive would it be to end your career as Jamie Dimon, being terminated from JP Morgan? First off, working at JP Morgan forever and ever for 40 years, like, how boring. Okay. But to end your career going and talking to Epstein all the time. I mean, this guy was like, you don't want to make that mistake. You don't want to make that mistake. Okay. When I look around, I'm like, wow, man, this is the right way. What we're doing here in this room with 4,000 or 3,700 people, what we're doing in here is the right way, man. Okay. Because like, there's no upside in what they're doing. These people have lost their minds. They've lost themselves. They never took the time to do an inventory on themselves. They force on all their companies. And they force that on their companies because they know a man that does not do inventory goes broke. Okay, a company that does not do inventory goes bankrupt. A man that doesn't do inventories is bankrupt because he hasn't really ever discovered the true nature of his treasure. I know this today, like, I don't even know how I know it other than, oh, wow. I showed up here. I said, hey, I'm the brush man. I'm going to just lay out whatever comes off this brush. And I am literally sitting here going, it is so clear to me that if I can help you and I can help myself tap into, this is not confusing. All I have to do is, hey, where's the authentic Gary? Where is the authentic Gary? Hey, good and bad, by the way. I'm a weird cat. Okay. Like, I am. I'm a weird guy. Okay. I'm bizarre. I'm not right and I'm not wrong. I'm not good or bad. Okay. I'm not perfect, not even close. And neither is anybody out there. I don't need you to be perfect, but man, I love you being authentic. Authentic with good intention. Okay. Authentic with the right intention, the intention to add value, help people, take nothing from anyone else. It's unnecessary. It's unnecessary for me to hurt you to do well on this planet. If I've only captured 1 or 2% of my true capacity, I'm not taking anything from you. Like, all you got to do is tap into your 5, 10, 15, 100% of your own authentic capacity. One last thing. If I'm wrong and this is a waste of time, our world is no worse off than it was. If I'm right, and I'm pretty certain I am, because we've tried everything else but this. We've tried to inflate GDP. We've tried to build businesses. We've done robotics. We've done church, no church. We've done school, no school. We've done Republicans, Democrats, communism, socialism, democracy, a republic. We have done everything. We've taken drugs. We've not taken drugs. We have literally tried everything other than, oh my gosh, what if this is the reactor? What if I am the antenna? I am the reactor. I am the generator of a frequency. And all I have to do is tap into Gary's unique one-of-one frequency, start vibrating at a heavy level, okay? Get my harmonic out there, okay? Doing the, it's weird, man. It's weird. We receive Wi-Fi, like you're receiving this message. Check this out, okay? I think that I am going to end here. You're receiving a message via Wi-Fi or 5G or 8G or whatever G's they're doing. I don't know how you're getting this message, but this message is moving through the ether. over Wi-Fi. And you and I are sitting here going, hey, I think Gary's crazy. Okay. Gary's talking about transmitting energy and frequency and harmonics in the ether. I'm like, yeah, dude, like right now I am. I am literally intending to send Yvonne massive amounts of pure freaking energy. In fact, I'm sending all this energy to you guys. See, I limit myself and go, I can only send all this energy to one person. I'm going to send it to 3,835 people. Okay. If you can feel the energy, smash the like button. Okay. Whatever button or comment button. If you can feel the energy. Now, why is 90% of the people going, hey, he's an idiot, man? Dude, we're transmitting this via Wi-Fi. Are you telling me that I can't do that? You've accepted that we can move energy between the ether. You're telling me you can't pick this up without me having a hardline Wi-Fi? I mean, we're doing stuff all over the place right now. Come on, we're showing our science is showing that we can move energy. And yet we don't think about antennas being antennas or transformers or capacitors, generators. I'm a generator, man. Okay, I generate my own fuel. The more I do this, like I become even more generative. Notice how my energy seems to be when I get going, I keep spinning up more and more. I'm not using more. I'm actually becoming a perpetual the business guys call this a flywheel. This is most certainly the most organic flywheel I've ever seen in my life. The benefits are spectacular, okay? The benefits to other people around me are spectacular. I mean, seriously, okay? I am attracting some really, really, really cool people into my life. And the piece that I think most people are not comfortable with is how many people are not coming into my life. They've just kind of shaken off the old tree, right? There's no interest. There's no reach. Oh, thank God. Didn't have to do anything. I just had to be me, man. I just have to be authentic. If you're uncomfortable and you're around hundreds of people and you got all your buddies and everything and you're still uncomfortable, it's the wrong people, man. Okay? Or it's maybe not the wrong people, but you haven't actually had the experience with the right person. And the right person, the right entity to really have a relationship with is me. It is you. Okay. How do I know that? Because none of us spend much time communicating with self. Like it should be the first practice, not the last. Hey, let me go check on my wife. Hey, how about you check on me? Okay. Let's check on me. Make sure me is good. Let me go check on the business. Hey, let me run my inventory. Okay. Michael Barnsdale can do more. Okay. How do I know he can do more? Because I ask him 3 questions. What are you doing too much of that's not getting you any benefits? Get rid of those things, and guess what? You got some free time. Stop looking at Spaces and YouTube and LinkedIn and how many times you're going to read that Jamie Dimon was with Epstein and that Bill Barr is a criminal, okay, or that Reid Hoffman is a dick predator. I don't need to read that 37 times. What I need to do is I need to finish the adventure into Gary. I need to discover everything that this crazy adventure offers, right? It's not a country. It's a complete universe inside of me. You know, you can go to Africa and see a few places, or you can, for nothing, literally nothing, cheaper than a Disney ticket, you can buy a book like this. This costs $10. I'll send you a pencil. Costs nothing to discover the greatest treasure in the history of mankind, and people are not spending enough time doing it. That's my message, really. None of us are spending enough time digging out the Holy Grail. I think that's awesome, man. There's all upside here. Sounds exciting to me. Well, I think I've gone on long enough. I love my new hat. Thanks, Marson. You're awesome, dude. Can't remember the gentleman's name that put all this together, but I'll have to see. I could have told a little fib there and go, oh, just thanks, Marson. But there's another guy that was involved with Marson. Emersoft is Marson's company. He helped me put these together. He's always very helpful. If you want one of these, let me know. I got to figure out how to get a bunch of stuff in order to even ship stuff out like this. So this is the part of my life I don't want anything to do with. It's just, I think people would dig this in notepads, and I'm just so lazy to. I've got a lot going on. This isn't one of the things I want to put on the top of my list. So anyway, I want to say thank you to you guys. I appreciate you. The greatest benefactor from this is me. I will be very, very selfish and extremely honest and tell you, I am gaining. Like, even if you're not doing this, if you want to watch a miracle, this will end up being a miracle response. Like, the results for me is going to be, and is already, spectacular. Okay, I mean, it's this is actually just, I'm just doing what I'm told to do. Okay, I'm literally doing what I'm told to do. I'm showing up as the brush, and I think there's so many magnificent things to paint and to create, and I use that figuratively. But when I start thinking about, wow, I'm an instrument. I am an instrument, and this instrument has tremendous capability, but I don't know how to use the instrument well. I have not studied this instrument well enough. Doctor goes to school for 8 years to learn how to, do everything with the body. But I just need to spend a little time with me. I am, and I don't think it matters if you're 80 or if you're 8. I think this is such a super skill. For somebody that's 80, they're going to have more habituations to move through. Like, the habituations aren't good, guys. What do I mean by habituation? I'm habituated. Okay. As soon as I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is hit a cup of coffee. Okay. Like, that'd be weird for me not to do that. Habituation, first thing I do is go turn on Fox News or CNN, and I'm into the news, and I'm not thinking, I'm not tapping into a bigger energy. See, this is what I'm saying. What energy are you tapping into? Make an intention. Have an intention of, I am going to think about and have intention on the energy I tap into. If you don't feel good watching the news, if it doesn't make you feel good, if it doesn't facilitate you moving into a frequency of, I am Diane Cardone, or I am Sick Mimi, or I am the Carl 77, it's an avoidance tactic. Okay. If you have different communications going in, like I keep asking, hey, don't think of the pink elephant, but you thought of the pink elephant, but you just told yourself not to. Are you in control of your thoughts, or are you not? Once you figure out, and perhaps I'm the only one that's not in control of my thoughts, but once you figure out there is multiple conversations going on inside of you, this should drive your ass to I am so fast, because you will figure out, oh man, I actually have not, I don't have total control over what I'm doing. And if you don't have total control over what you're doing, maybe you ask the question, well, who the hell does? Okay. Once you figure out, oh, hell, there's something else going on here, it should drive you to I am so rapidly. Now you may understand why 90% of the people die broke, poor, and unhappy, with their kids having to pay for a funeral. Now, if that's your idea of success, awesome. It's not my idea of success. Okay. That at the end of my life, I'm like, wow, I have nothing. My family's having to bust their ass to even bury me. Okay. And I spent no time figuring out who I was not, what mistakes I was making over and over and over again. And the only agenda on I am is to end up, oh, wow, I know why I'm here. I think why I will be so rich. Okay. I mean, rich is in terms of true freedom and wealth. It has nothing to do with money or Bitcoin or anything else. True freedom and wealth to create, because I think I have within me the power to move energy across distances, to communicate in a way that inspires, and I'm only required to do one thing: be authentic. Okay. All right. Hour and 26 minutes. Really appreciate you guys. Really, really do. Really appreciate everybody that's here. We got 4,100 people in a room. Looking at some of the comments, I haven't gotten through any of these comments, but I really appreciate the people that showed up today. If you're not a regular, love to have you next week. If you have somebody that would benefit from this, and I don't know anybody that wouldn't benefit from this, I don't know anyone that has enough great communities to go to. All I ask you to do is one thing. Okay. Today, within the next 12 hours, 11 and a half hours before midnight, I need you to go out, get out of your house, and do something nice for someone. Okay. This is the only expense to this, except for those guys that subscribe to me, and I do appreciate it. Anything that anybody subscribes to me, by the way, all this money, if it's $1 or if it's whatever it is, I will not keep any of this money. It will go to some kind of charity. So if you ever are worried about giving me or sending money or buying a hat, don't, like, it won't be for my jet or car or whatever. Might buy me a canvas. I don't even need that. But look, if you can just go out and do something nice for someone and then not take credit for it. You cannot take credit for it. This is another super hack. I go out, I'm nice to someone, makes me feel good, makes the other person feel good. Okay. And if by chance someone sees you helping someone else, it will impact them in a more significant way than it impacts you and me. 4,000 people do something nice, and that includes me. I'm going to go out and do something nice for someone today because the universe used me as a paintbrush, and I'm proud to be used. But my job is to go out, do something nice, buy someone a lunch. Don't have to know. I can just give the money to the waitress or whatever. Hey, take care of that table over there. I can go to a hospice and listen to people who are dying. I can do something for other people. Okay. Go out there and do something for other people. It ain't going to kill you. It'll get you back and pay with me. And you always want to have an exchange with somebody that you're communicating with. And this would be my last message. I always attempt to bring more value than I take. Okay. And that includes, like, hey, I just want to leave some good energy on the table. It's a great, great way to live. Okay. Like, when you're thinking about bringing value instead of what you can get, your life really, really opens up. So really care about you guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. And, appreciate you being tolerant and patient with me. And as I go and learn this, this is a journey for me, for sure. So you guys have a great day. Make sure you go out, and it's okay to do 2 of those today. You can be nice to 2 different people. And SFP Domino says, I want a 1-on-1 hat. That's right. That's what I'm saying, dog. I think finally found me a hat. I got a bunch of Bitcoin hats and I don't like them. But I dig this hat. So, let's see what else we got here. Love and God bless. Sergeant Major USMC. Thank you, sir, very much. Francis Bacon, I am an instrument of which we are the harmony. Oh, that's beautiful, man. Billionaire showed up upon this house and he took a little girl and made it possible that he could walk again. She can have fullness of life and beautiful. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. I think your art expression is a teacher expression is healthy. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that, buddy. Appreciate you. Art, focus, energy, purity, peace, love, and freedom. My blacks and whites never argue with each other. Just want to make that comment again. I said that to Grant and he was like, wow. I mean, they actually never argue with each other. Black and white is so wonderful to work with. It's paint. It's really amazing. Anyway, guys, really appreciate you. I almost don't even want to say goodbye because I think you guys are so awesome. So important what you focus your attention on first thing in the morning. It sets the tone. Yvonne Sayers, awesome human being. You guys follow her. She does a show, I think, on YouTube. She's a very positive, upbeat person. Laura Reeser is in the room. Bravo. Great today. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Just swap it. Great session today, Mr. G. I hope you have a great Sunday. Motivated for I am. Oh, these are really good comments. You look cute in a hat, Gary. Oh, thank you, sister. That's very sweet of you. It has to be the right hat, though. Marconi was on to something. Thank you, Gary, for enriching the airwaves. Yeah, man, sending some positive energy out to the airwaves. Freedom of mind, freedom of being. It's a lot of responsibility, though. Okay, a lot of responsibility with this much freedom. For sure. Great energy, Gary. Let's go. AA stack. Let's roll, dog. Let's roll. I think we're going to buy some cheap Bitcoin this weekend. They're important. Fair parenting, UK family in danger. Yeah, man. Me too, bro. Steven, thank you, buddy. You guys are off, and I know I miss people. But what's your opinion on current Bitcoin dip? My opinion is you will be much more wealthy worried about I am, those three letters, than BTC. All right. See you guys. Love you.